They will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about SwissBorg is that they have an amazing app.
Wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee, yeah.
Yeah, God, this is Powwow special Christmas edition. My brother from another mother, Anthony, is here with us. And what are we going to talk about, Anthony?
We're going to talk about the Metaverse.
Metaverse
Yes.
big time. Metaverse big time. Because why? Why? Well, it's a huge theme that's been played into the off-chain world, into the on-chain world. We're going to be listing a lot of different tokens that are into the meta world. And I strongly believe that you guys should be listening to this very carefully, because even if some people just believe it's a fad, this is a game-changing social, political, economical, technological theme that you and your children are going to witness. And with technology, things go exponentially faster than we believe. So yeah, Anthony.
I would say, is the Metaverse a new product that can be fancy for a period of time? I think it's much more than that. I think it's just an alternative society that is going to be created as a result of political scheme and people that were unable to take good decision at the good moment. And I guess it's too late now. So being now for people like us being part of this reality, it's all about how can we do better than politicians and create a dream that is actually sustainable, that can help the people to be more happy with their life and more content. And that's going to be the challenge, because there is a fantastic avenue to reinvent the model of the society. And of course, the metaverse removes so much barrier that exists in the reality of today. And we have enough technology to overcome anyway the difficult part of what it is to live in the reality. So I think metaverse is inevitable as a result of, again, what happened in the past 40, 30 years, failing policies, expansion of money and everything that we know. And maybe we have the chance to discuss that. Now the responsibility is on us as people that develop technology to try to do better.
Right.
And that will be the challenge. So I don't know if you have anything that you witness. I think Axie Infinity provides some kind of good example of a possible. I guess we don't know if Axie Infinity is going to be there in 10 years from now. Yeah. But that's the beauty as well. Is I think and I'll be curious to get your opinion on that. But the major difference between a product and a blockchain project is there is a governance. So there is token holder and there is revenue that are made, but this revenue can be reinvested at the glance of token holder that most of the time have been involved with the game or with, they know very deep what are, they are not shareholders. They are much more informed than simple shareholders that are in big buildings investing for banks.
Yeah.
And as a consequence, maybe it starts with a simple game, but it could become a nation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, looking ourselves and, being that magical tropical island right now where if the birds go from your place to my place, that's actually super cool, by the way, in the mirroring. Unfortunately, guys, you can't see the mirroring right now, but it's really well done. There's definitely the social impact, which you mentioned is very strong, and I see that from countries, but I see that within countries as well, right? I don't necessarily see that as only Axie Infinity being played by Filipinos, because Filipinos don't have like essentially, good jobs or a great democracy there. I see a lot of people the second life. I see the fact that Corona is pushing us toward this direction. It's almost like humanity is telling us, well, anyways, there's no other option, right? I mean, look at our office today, Anthony. No one's at the office. I mean, there's one person at the office, but long story short, no one goes to the office anymore. So, if we're keep on being virtual, don't we need to like look at this into a more in-depth way where we could really start building something that's extremely interesting. Our Christmas party on Friday is going to be completely virtual, and it's going to be like a game, right? We're moving around, and some will go play and lose poker against you, and some people will go to play another game. So there's definitely that's really, really big. And yeah, I mean, I remember some time ago, so this was one of my professional first dive into metaverse. So I was back then working for Sequoia, an investment company, and it was organized by Planet of Finance, and you would move around, and like if you want to go talk to any fintech like IG over there, you would just go there, right, and go talk to the person and download their app, or just look at their content and whatsoever. And I thought it was really interesting because so I was there, we had our videos there, we had our YouTube channel on there already. That was in 2000, I think so, 13, no, it was 14, 15, I think so. Okay, this is like a bad example because we can't see this very well, but I like the fact that yeah, back then there was already, yeah, some companies really trying to do that. Obviously they failed because and this is where, I think so it's interesting for everyone to understand. Metaverse doesn't necessarily mean this, right? This is, I beat on Oculus Quest, which is now called Meta Quest. You put your goggles in and you play video games. A lot of people think about this only about the metaverse. I don't necessarily see that you have to be in AR or VR to be in it. You just have to be in a virtual world, whatever that is, right? And however that experience is brought to you, if it's brought from the screen, from your phone, from a VR set, that's just hardware. And the always the very interesting part is software. The hardware, it is good, but then you get to like one or two companies doing the hardware, and you just pick rather one or the other. However, software is usually where it's very interesting because you then have a billion possibilities to choose, and software, as the innovation is so strong, it gets disrupted at all time, right? Most of the time, or just more than actually hardware. So yeah, where I'm seeing, I think so. You put something extremely important is that there's definitely the play to earn, which is important. There's definitely the social, political, economical advantage to this, but I think so the biggest aspect for some libertarians, for some people who believe that the planet Earth is not in the right condition politically or economically and socially, I think so. This is where we're going to see more and more of these different tribes saying like, okay, well, you know, it's not happening. Let's make it virtual happening, right? Let's at least decide on one mission to establish this new virtual island, and maybe then this virtual island can move into something real. But at least you could have already something with governance and all of that. Is that something you believe in, Anthony, as well?
Yeah, definitely, and I like that you bring the environmental as well aspect to it, because I guess when it's come to the nature and keep the planet as it is, we're all aware that maybe it is true, maybe it is not true, but maybe we are in a big danger to re-destroy this planet and not being able to live as many as we are today in the planet anymore because of the consumption. And maybe the metaverse, and it's very hard for people to, now we've been trained to consume as much as we do, and even to take the car to drive maybe an hour or 2 hours. Some people drive for 2 hours just to work. Maybe the metaverse can be an ecological response to that as well, right? And as there is, as you say, we move offices, but I don't feel the same pleasure as being in the same room with the product people and work on it. And so as a result, the productivity, the creativity is not the same. But metaverse, especially when you look at the keynote of Mark Zuckerberg, give you this sense, oh, I can turn my head and see my product manager and clap his hand and say, okay, let's do this, and have a blank board, so it can accelerate creativity, and it can save the planet at the same time, not at the expense of me traveling, taking the plane to meet someone. and to
Right.
experience, let's say, even 80 or 70% of what we experience when we meet in real. Because this screen only allow us to experience maybe 30 or 40%.
Right.
So,
What is the big difference for you between like the metaverse on-chain and the metaverse off-chain?
yeah, that's a very good question. I think the one of the biggest benefit of everything that happen on chain is the pace at which it can happen. If you take one of the biggest success of let's say cryptocurrencies in particular is the ability to finance an idea. If you are in the real world, right? I have a friend of mine. She has a very successful business. She's actually having videos when you click on it, and then it goes to a shop. So it's shoppable videos. Um, she has a successful business, and now she's trying to raise money after 8 years, and it takes her forever because she needs to have her board agreement. She needs to be on time, then go to the bank. So maybe when one idea gets or one project get the chance to be funded in the off-chain world, maybe thousands of projects can get funded in the on-chain world.
Yep.
But the tools we have to collaborate and to be creative maybe do not scale as much as the banking backbone and the value exchange backbone of what blockchain and cryptocurrencies have bring to the table. So cryptocurrencies and have really challenged the financial system to help this creativity and exchange of money that was desperately needed as fast as information flows. So information can flow very fast now. Money can flow very fast. Let's say exchange of value, because token are not necessarily only money, it's much more than that. And the last block that is still to be built, and maybe Metaverse can bring that, is how can I enhance, how can I create space for collaboration and creativity as, an in present manner, because I don't need to fly to you, to meet with you and start to create things and to enforce trust as well, right? Because
Right.
at the end, companies are successful because humans trust themselves, trust each other. So that's the part I'm very curious to see, is how maybe that's the last brick that remain to really, really change the entire world. Because of, even if money flies, you still need to be creative and collaborative. So that's the part that fascinates me the most. What's your
Right.
experience with the metaverse so far? So after Second Life, did you have the chance to experience anything else?
No, I never did anything to Metaverse besides this conference, which was really cool. Again, I thought, it was 2014 in Geneva, so right? So we did this international thing. You had a booth. You're able to talk to someone, and directly you would have. Not sure we had video calls. I know we had audio calls. Not sure back then they had video calls, but it was really interactive. It was cool. I don't think so many bankers. It was not like it was a huge success for Metaverse in the financial aspect for wealth management in Switzerland. I don't know how good was the experience for many users, but they did continue this for a long time. I think so. It was definitely great. Um, but I would say the off-chain Metaverse thing is like good, but it's not great yet because the immersive ways of this Oculus Quest again is really bad. People believe it's the best of all time, but really, it's really, really bad. I remember last Christmas, I was playing a lot of one of these games, and then suddenly, when I was trying to pick up my toothbrush at the evening, I would miss my toothbrush, and my eyesight would be completely shift. Then I had like issues. My eyes were vibrating after playing intensively. So it's definitely not there. I mean, hardware wise, it's not there. And then when you're just behind your screen, it's great. Um,
Okay.
but where I'm really fascinated is until today for all these different like ways of talking to the DO, we have SwissBorg, let's say, we have YouTube where people comment. We have now Discord, which is think so is good. But if we had like our own place and we start like saying, oh man, this is the SwissBorg shop, it's there and you could buy whatever you want, and like, hey, oh, your Genesis Premium, really, man? You don't know the party's going up over there. We have like a massive DJ set and Dead Mouse is playing there, and we're gonna be collecting free NFTs there that are gonna be super cool, and then you'll be traveling with them through this like virtual spaceship, and then you could do more and more cool things, right? And how you could plug and play in different ways, and you could have artifacts and hats and all of that, and I think so that could really gamify anything. and
Mm.
and, and the good thing is that you could always sell it, go back and plug into another platform, and that's where you start to get that citizenship. If it's the second life and you build your character, but then it has no value, it has no value again, right? You just stick to that centralized game, where if you start earning your NFTs and investing and you show your wall of NFTs and all the experience that you're earning through the metaverse of SwissBorg tomorrow, well, then you could plug and play into another metaverse, right? And think so that's where it becomes very interesting. And in decentralized technology, well, most of the time, the user is always very different from the investor. So probably there's a very low chance of the developers to be doing things that are in the good faith of the users, right? They probably bring more value to their stickiness, but will not bring any value to their financial means, neither potentially not their governance means either. And that's where, well, you lose a lot of that beauty, I think so, which is that in the decentralized world, what you want is it's not necessarily stickiness. It's stickiness with governance and financial with
Yeah.
financial means where people could really extract a lot of value from it. I think so.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you zero fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.